don't know. What shirt's this?
Before I get in,
This one?
that is
it?
Farm Road Football Club.
Farm Road Football Club. Farm Road Football Club. Farm Road Club. FC Farm Road Club Football Club. It's a nice shirt, that, isn't it?
Bad.
Who designed you that badge?
Somebody not too far away.
Doing well at the minute, aren't you?
We're in semi-final of the Super Cup in the Hallamshire Flourish League. So yeah, this Sunday, 5:30 kick-off at Jubilee Sports Ground. So if you're doing no else, you do fancy a little watch of football, come down and have a watch. We've got some decent players.
You plugging game on this shirt.
There's other teams to watch as well, just not at 5:30 on a Sunday night.
They're not that good, so go and watch Farm Road instead. To beer and breakfast. Back after a little hiatus. Still got no tooth. We took the mould.
That's why we're trying to delete videos, man.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not daft. I know you're going to be commenting, where's your fucking tooth? Yes, I'm still waiting for a policy to be put in. So yeah, if you don't want to mention it, I've already addressed it.
And this is why we're sat opposite ways. Which you was right. The author people who did say it in the last video that we was swapped round. It's to disguise it. I don't know why, when you already all know.
Not having it. That's not the reason at all. It's not the reason at all. You just tried your sunburn on your head that you got for when it was raining.
I know. Honestly.
Anyway, I'm Johnny.
I'm Jono.
And we are, of course, sponsored by Waverlets and
Glistening Kicks, giving your kicks new life.
And where can you find this as an audio podcast?
Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and Spotify.
You're getting too good at this. It's
I
getting
am.
scary. It's getting absolutely tragically scary. Shall we see what's coming up this week?
Is the fighting spirit back?
A special look at two fans completing the 92.
A look at Brentford.
Kenneth's Corner.
This or that.
Predictions for weekend.
And plenty more.
Jono. Who said Desmond at weekend?
You did, Jonathan. Like 7 games left till end of season. You've got one right. You've not mentioned it. No, fair play. You kept saying even before the match kicked off. Desmond. That means 2-2, by the way, for people who says, what are you on about with Desmond?
Who don't get that?
Quite a lot of people.
Fucking young'uns. I bet they're all under a certain age. I bet they all watch TikTok, whatever the fuck it's called. Tic-tac-toe. I bet they all watch that shit. But yes, it was a Desmond. I think we should have won it.
Yeah, do you know what? It's probably the first match this season where I thought, actually, we were the better team.
Yeah. It was one of them games where, especially at the end, where the referee called that foul back, that was fucking disgraceful.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we're going to score from him.
No.
There was never a foul that way. Never a foul.
There were a few of them all day, though, weren't there?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to give Chelsea players credit. There were no play acting rolling around.
I respect that.
Especially a couple of crunching tackles from Robbo. I mean, I love to see it. But against anybody else, he's getting sent off for that.
Yeah, 100%.
So fair play to Chelsea player was Palmer, wasn't it, if I'm not mistaken?
I believe so.
Yes.
I can't believe Prince once actually tried to lead us to believe we were linked with Cup.
I think he meant Carlton Palmer.
Probably. We won't be able to afford his signing on bonus. But yeah, I thought Chelsea do look a good team, but they don't look a finished article. They look like a side in transition.
That's the thing, though. But if they do start with Pochettino,
yeah,
I do rate him as a manager. I don't think... all right, barring Mudryk, I don't think he's going to waste a lot of transfers. So yeah, if they keep with him, Chelsea will come good. You can see it.
Yeah.
Just, you've got to give him time, but unfortunately, there's no time in football anymore.
Well, it's the thing, they're a team that's got a lot of deck chair fans. And they're used to Roman Abramovich and buying their way out of trouble and it all being success. Now. At least team for top 4. Now.
Yeah.
There's some Chelsea fans who I like. They've been there, they've seen it all. They went through the Ken Bates era where they were not a banter club, but they weren't where they are now. So they got to go to Roman Abramovich. They got their voices heard. It's those fans that were out protesting against Super League, not the deck chair ones.
Yep.
Deck chair ones wanted it. And for them fans, they will stick with it and they will stick with the side, I think. And fair play to them for doing that. Good set for old-fashioned fans. But because they had that successful era, they have got that group of hangers on. And they're ones that hound people out because they're ones who are more present on social media.
Yep.
It does my absolute tits in. But they need to stick with what they've got. They need to start a long-term project and build for the future. They need to be building teams around a younger set of players, spending wisely because they've got money, but they haven't got Roman's endless pot of Russian oligarchy money, have they?
They've got enough.
Yeah, they've got enough, but it needs to be a clever investment now.
Yeah.
It needs to be infrastructure based. It needs to be not just buying a superstar like they used to back in the day before Man City kind of took that to the next level. It's got to be a long-term project, and I think they'll be all right as long as they stop listening to deck chair fans. But for us, very good result, and
how good with Ben Osborne?
Yeah, apart from that one shot.
Blaster, brilliant.
Yeah.
The pass from Hamer to
Bogle. Oh, mate.
Oh, that was just magical.
Bogle had one of his better games. Again, it got exposed a few times on defending, but luckily we didn't get punished for it, so you can forgive it.
Yeah. There was some really good football played by us. It was very, very good to watch at the moment. They played till the end. They didn't get up. Heads didn't go down.
Yeah.
And amazingly, only 5 minutes added on when we were losing.
Funny that, isn't it?
It's bizarre.
Magical, I would say. They'd have been shitting themselves if they'd added 14 on.
Do you blame Gerbic for Chelsea's second?
Not really.
I think he took a gamble, gone one way.
What can you do?
A lot of slating on him at the moment.
Oh, it does my tits in. Absolutely. These are the same people who slated in Henderson in pre-season when we first signed in first season in Championship. The same type of people who like at Man U when they slated De Gea after, 10 games at Man U. They just, look at what either is or isn't doesn't excuse what Wes was doing wrong. He was making cock-ups. But then he was blaming everybody else for cock-ups. How many times has Ivo come out and when it was his fault, it's never my fault. Maybe because he hadn't spoke to him, who knows. But you've got to keep time to settle in. It's a different jump from one league to other. And he's been chucked in at deep end. Brighton in Cup when it fucking goals galore. He's had a lot thrown at him. Because there is no rest in this video. There's no place to hide. I still hope, I'm not saying he will, I hope he settles in well.
I think he
does
will.
well for future. Personally, I'd like us to still bring in Rotherham's keeper next season and have him and Ivo compete for number one. Have two very good keepers, like we had with Simon Tracy and Alan
Well,
Keller.
you're getting on cheap, so I don't think it might be worth investing on him. But
I think he's got a release clause of 750k.
If he's not going to be any better.
He's a very good keeper.
How? He's bottom at Championship. He's just got relegated with Rotherham.
So what?
We may as well say West Fodringham's a brilliant keeper and all, aren't you?
No, because he's not making mistakes like him in. It's the defence letting him in. He's not making individual mistakes.
Well,
They'd have been down with a quadruple fucking goal difference what they'd have there. It's like that old argument.
I don't see how you can say a decent keeper is a keeper that's at the bottom of the league.
But you thought Ramsdale were a good keeper?
Absolutely not. Never liked Ramsdale. Overrated. Mardios. Dad's got his finger up his... No.
He pretty much has. Anyway, but no, I'd like him to come in, then from Rotherham. I see a lot in him from what I've seen of him. I think him and Ivo, it'd be like the Alan Kelly, Simon Tracy situation. You've got two very good keepers pushing each other.
Take that.
Rather, like, Wes could be pushing Ivo at this point in time, but because he wants a new contract, because he's got his spat done yet, he's not challenging.
Bring him back. Why?
For what reason?
Gerbic is our keeper now.
Yeah.
Get him in.
Yeah.
Make him stop. Man, now this season practically over anyway.
Baptism of fire.
So let him get all his mistakes out. Start again next season.
Some pricks were blaming him for goal that McAllister scored. How? Anyway, moving on. That's a little rant out of the way. We've shown that fighting spirit that's been missing for a while. Whether it was just a glimpse and we're going to get more of it, I don't know. The team seems to be coming more and more and more together. And I think you see some of the more wayward individualists, shall we say, of the squad, looking more and more further out of the squad. I think that's a good thing. It's building a core. And is that fighting spirit, is it too little too late?
It is too little too late. But you can see the impact Wilder's having now, and it's only going to get better in time. It's definitely a restart for next season.
If we'd have had 4 or 5 better players come in, rather than relying on what we've got, I know I'm saying like first team start, but like better quality on the bench.
At the moment, the bench does seem to be letting us down.
Yeah. These enforced
there's
substitutions.
nothing that's coming off from the bench that's making us better.
No. These enforced substitutions we're making because the Prince's ideology of, well, they were good enough to get us up. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. And this is going to be another Prince bashing video. I'm just making a point of we needed reinvestment to bring in numbers. Because games we could have won this season where Wilder's getting on slate for making these subs. They're enforced subs. We had to make them.
Yeah.
And to me, if we'd have brought in 2 or 3, 4 or 5 is a dream maybe, but 2 or 3 better players, especially midfield, defence. We had to rebuild the defence practically. I know that already, but we're still lacking numbers. Injuries don't help. But we don't have that depth there. To see the Bournemouth games, the other games at the weekend, we won over Liverpool, we had to make subs, and it all kind of went tits up from there. These are the things that are costing us. But the more that fighting spirit we get, the longer we're holding out, and the more these players play, the fitter they're getting. It is just a shame it's so late on in the season. To me, anyway.
I have to agree.
Should we get to see what the fans think, see if they agree?
Let's go.
So we move on to Brentford. I think this will be a right difficult game, actually. It's one that you think you're in with a chance of, but they do play some good football at times, so another one where out could happen. Never hopeful, am I, these days? But I think we might lose it 3-1. If I'm being honest. It's not hopeful, I know, but just how I feel. We just want this season over and done with. And now we've got the magnificent news of -2 points for next season anyhow, so at bottom of the league next season before we even start. Life is a blade, eh? Up the blades.
Yeah, so we've got Brentford away then. Not a bad fixture on paper, they're not great. And to be honest, looking at the fixture list, we've got some fixtures coming up. Yeah, Brentford away, we've got Everton away, we've got Burnley and Forest at home, we've got Man United, who are a bit touch and go. They're similar to Chelsea, you're not really sure what you're going to get out of them, to be fair. So it really is annoying we've not picked up a few more points that we could have done earlier in the season to have us more in touching distance. I mean, we're not miles off, but with a bit of an upturn in form and performances like we've had, with a bit of momentum behind us, you never know what could have happened, really. We could have been safe, but so certainly the 2 home games against Burnley and Forest, you win them, you put 6 points onto our total. And at the end of the day, I know other teams will pick up points in that time, but I don't know. You look at Brentford away, and then them 2 home games. Could be, you could be leaving it tight, but it's just a shame that we're not showing enough quality over the season. I mean, realistically, we don't want to be staying up. We don't belong here with the current setup of the club. We don't belong in this league, and we'd just be set for another season of misery if we did stay up, to be honest. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Yeah. So essentially, I'm holding off getting my season ticket until I know that we're definitely down, because then I'll want to go to games more. So yeah. Anyway, up the blades. Enjoy everyone that goes down there. Fingers crossed. It'd be lovely to get 3 points, but not hoping for too much. Up the blades. Let's have it.
The bad news has just reached me here in the Travel Tavern. I honestly didn't think any crimes had been committed, but it seems the ultimate punishment has come down. And yeah, OJ's died. We've also been given a 2-point deduction as well for next season, so off to a flyer already, aren't we? I mean, I say next season, well, we're next in the Championship, which will be next season, obviously. So yeah, richly deserved though, that one. I think we've gone away with it. 2's not bad, is it? So yeah, positive news to be going into the Brentford game with, which again could have been different, couldn't it? We've drawn sort of 3 times in the last few games, and you could argue any of those we could have potentially won. Could have potentially lost them as well. So you can't make a call. Would have been in touching distance of getting out of relegation zone. Could probably won those. We're probably not going to get out of it, but we do look a lot better at the minute. It's a lot more entertaining. It's, looking forward to seeing them on Saturday, going down there. So actually looking forward to it. Whereas sort of if it had been a month ago, I'd have been thinking, well, A, I want to be going to Brentford because I've been a month early, but B, I think just wouldn't have been, it'd been a bad away day, but I'm actually looking forward to the game as well to an extent. Will we win it? No. Will we try? Probably still no. I think it'll be pretty close there. I think maybe lose 2-1.
Jono, something I've seen on social media, as we can see, Everton have been docked another 2 points, which I think is... In fact, no, I'll answer it in a second, because I've got a question for you, Jono. Do you know what question's been on this channel?
A game off. This or that.
This is This or That. For those listening on an audio podcast, without the video visuals, we have the paddles of destiny in our hand.
One with yes on, one with no on.
There will be other things in the future, but for now it's just yes and no.
We just have faces.
We did. It was a lot of fucking effort for a lot of little reward, that.
Not for me, man. I just have to do that.
I've got a question for you. As I've seen on social media, like Andrew Townsend said, it's a disgrace that obviously Everton's getting 2 points took off them and blah, blah, blah. Shouldn't be saying that to Luton players, should they, really? But also Paddy Power. Been very weird this weekend. Like, showing some really snidey colours, like, they showed a tumbleweed, but of course, like, waiting for the Premier League to sort out Chelsea and Man City instead of picking on Everton and Forest. And I just thought, what? So, me to you can answer first. Jono, are Everton and Forest being picked on?
No.
Exactly.
How can they be picked on? They've broke the rules. But what I don't get is Everton have admitted to this rule break. So how can they have the cheek to appeal a punishment?
Yeah.
It's 2 points. You're lucky it's not more.
It should be more.
Grab it and just be happy. When you come into the likes of Chelsea and Man City, it's completely different rule breaks. In 2 or 3 seasons' time, when it does actually get wrapped up, they deserve
everything they get.
They will probably get sent down to conference, titles off them. That's what they deserve. What is it, 113, 114?
115 up to now.
Breaks that Man City's done. You'll think that is a walk in the park of 2 points compared to the punishment that Chelsea and Man City should get. So, yeah, definitely not getting picked on. Johnny, are Everton and Nottingham Forest getting picked on?
Cry me a fucking river. No, are they balls? Picked on my arse. Like you said, they admitted it. 2 points, in my book, is a fucking disgrace. It is a joke. It should be, because it's a second time. It should be more, not less. Give them a 10-point deduction, let them appeal it down to 8 or something. Yep. But how can they appeal? And this whole joke of, but Man City and Chelsea, it's not an argument. It is not a fucking argument. 2 people commit murder. Well, he did it. So what? You still did it. He got caught first. Yours was simple. You admitted to stabbing him. He's pleading not guilty. They have to build a bigger case. That is the difference. It baffles me how they try and use other clubs as an excuse. It's not a justification of your wrongdoing. It's what's called it's an argument that doesn't hold any water with anybody. And the fact that it's 2 points, like you said, they should be laughing. Yeah. They should be deducted. Forest, 10 points. Should have been. 8 on appeal if they appeal and they're successful in their appeal. I don't see how they can appeal.
The only team that should be angry is Luton.
Yeah, 100%. Everton, it should have been, what did they get first time round? 6?
6, it went down to 4.
Should have been 6. Second one, it should be 10. Third, it should be third strike. They should have a massive punishment for a third strike. Like, all home games declared as loss. Something daft like that. It's funny, innit? Now that people are actually getting punished, all clubs have voted to change the rules. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? It's a corrupt league run by corrupt people, and it's never going to change. So all you lot whining about it being corrupt as fuck and we're being picked on and blah, 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 blah. Try not wreck it rules. Simple. Nice one. Move over. Next. We got breached last season. We accepted that punishment. Other clubs have had to. Get over yourselves. You're not entitled. Just because you're from Liverpool, you're not special. Liverpool isn't special. Yeah, I'm sick of people being telling you that Liverpool's a special place. It's not. You deserve everything you get. You deserve it. And you should have got more. Nottingham, dump. Not special. Stop thinking you're special. We're all in the same boat here. We're all sitting bottom of the table. There's nothing special about any of us. So get a rest, accept your punishment, and stop bitching and moaning. End of story.
And you would even call them Nottingham.
No, they're in Nottingham. Notts Forest is in Nottingham.
I think Everton were 10 points and got moved to 6, weren't it?
Whatever it were, don't care. It should be 1 for first offence, more for second, third should be astronomical. Which is why, like you said, when it comes to Man City and Chelsea, when their day in court finally does come, it should be the punishment to end all punishments. Like, I mean, literally grease and rub the club.
Yep, regardless how many bribes you want.
It should be, right, no, you're barred from signing players for 4 years. You're barred from certain competitions. It should be a lot of things. It should be a lot. It should be that you're not allowed to renew certain players' contracts. Anything. I mean, they should literally grease them up and do them.
Trouble is with football, they should have capped a long time ago on players' wages.
Yeah, I'd still do it if I had a FIFA, but they won't because they want the superstars. Because like if they come out and they go right, the maximum wage allowed for any player worldwide is £80,000 a week. That's still an astronomical amount of money.
It is.
And Mbappe is going to go, but I want to earn 1 million a week and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Don't play football then. Go and be a bricklayer. See how much you earn then. No, that's not a disrespect to bricklayers. It was his first job that came to my head. Go and work in Morrison's.
Shows loyalty. So if you've got one club offering that, obviously they're offering the same.
Yeah.
So which club do you go to?
The one that you want to go to in the end.
There you go. I want to play for that team.
Saudi League, they should be fucking just restricted into non-existence.
Well, players that go over there, how Henderson's got to move back to Europe is just beyond me. They should stop there. Fuck off now. You made your bed, lay in it, because
send them to rot.
Everybody who goes over there, your career's over.
They deserve to rot. Until football's brought into curtailed, it's a bubble waiting to burst. And that's a sad thing, because clubs like ours, clubs lower than ours, and I'm speaking like lads you're going to talk to later, who grew up in Rochdale, like their clubs, berries of the world, they're the ones that suffer in the long run.
There you go.
And it's just shit, innit? Anyway, should we talk about Brentford? Big talking point, obviously, with Brentford, Jono, the return of Ivan Toney.
Yes, quality striker. And yeah, I'd love to see him in England squad for me.
So
how was he done back against England?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to get on to. Gambling addiction, and obviously gambling's printed everywhere in football. Like it's the main sponsor and all that. We've been talking about Paddy Power. I personally don't have a problem with gambling. No. You don't. We like a flutter every now and again.
I'm fuming when I lost a £5 on a weekend.
Yeah, exactly. But people do have a long-term problem with it, and likes of Ivan Toney have suffered for it. And instead of support, he gets vilified, and then he has to go and play in a league that's surrounded by betting advertisements. I think that anybody should be able, I still think you should be able to fucking advertise beer and cigarettes on fucking football shirts. I don't really give a shit. But you can see it, that it is very backwards in how they've approached him. If you're going to accept money from sponsorship companies, you've got to treat players who suffer from gambling addiction with more sympathy.
Definitely, yeah.
He can't be, oh, we'll take all your money, but we hate you. It's got to be that if somebody does what Ivan Toney did, you've got to look at long-term care for the bloke, because it is an addiction.
Yeah, even when you got that amount of money, all you do is spend more.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a boredom thing, isn't it?
Yeah, people just think, he's loaded anyway.
Yeah.
It's not, because he'll probably be spending thousands and thousands on stupid under-21 Afghanistan league.
Yeah. But to me, he's lost a big portion of his career, and it's a shame, because luckily he's coming back running, which is good.
Yeah. Still looks decent.
Yeah.
Surprised that he got straight call up to England squad?
No, not really.
No.
I think everyone cusp anyway. Nothing Southgate does surprises me anymore. Well, good or bad. Fucking clown. Sorry, sack him. Wanker. Clown. But looking at Brentford, they're not just a one-man team, are they?
I've always rated Brentford. Lovely, good, proper team that like to bring up youngsters, do good in transfer market, bring up some really good players. I mean, we've had a couple of them, so we know all about that. I always have a soft spot for them. They're sat 15th in the league, so they are relegation threatened.
Yeah.
Not had a season like they did last season. Stuck on 29 points at the moment. They have not got a bad home record, so...
Well, that's good for us.
Because our away record's amazing.
Didn't they bring out... back to Tony. When they came back, did you see they used the Undertaker music on the promo to bring you back?
I didn't see that.
It was brilliant. Apart from Tony, what the players are lighting up the lights at Brentford? Not many at the moment.
Well, 45 goals for the season so far, so it's not that many. Christy Norgard rated their best player, according to Footmob. Footmob, my highest goal scorer is Mbumo and Wissa, both on 8 goals. And then you've got your Mbumo's also your highest assist with Jensen as well, and Morpay, all on 3. I thought Morpay would have been a better signing for him.
I just think he's simply been dick to concentrate on his football at the minute.
Yeah.
He seems to be more wanting to be a banter player than a goal scorer. Saying that, he'll score 3 against us now. But now, Brentford have always been a good team since their change in philosophies, shall we say, and how they approach football, since they went on that little rise.
Yeah.
Tell you what though, it's been nice to take this new ground off, but I'm going to miss Griffin Park. And
I love Griffin Park.
I did. Put one on 4 corners.
Yeah, one of my, I needed 3 of them and all missed out on the last one.
Is it still there?
I've no idea.
Let's go and find it.
So it's nice to get onto another ground, isn't it? It's a nice new ground. It don't look as obviously as extravagant as some of the new ones that are built.
Yeah, it looks a bit like a glorified version of Scunthorpe's in my book.
Okay.
It does. I don't like new grounds, we all know this. But speaking of grounds, obviously Griffin Park and new grounds that we're ticking off, we're going to go to a little segment you filmed earlier today with 2 lads who have ticked off a lot of grounds. Because this weekend, one is an adopted Blade, Rochdale fan, who's become a Blade since living here. The other one's been a Blade all his life, poor bugger, like us. You spoke to him earlier, and they will both complete the current 92 this weekend. Let's cut into John speaking with John and Simon.
I'm joined now by
John Connell
and
Simon Jenkins.
And this Saturday against Brentford, it's very, very special to you two. Why don't you tell us why, John?
Well, since 1980, I've been tossing up the grounds, and on Saturday I complete the 92 of the current football grounds.
Amazing achievement. Something I actually aim to do myself. It's not all been with United though, is it?
No, my hometown club is Rochdale. I started back in 1980. I went to a game, Rochdale against Bury, which was a local derby. A friend of mine took me to a game, a little bit older than me, and I just got the atmosphere and got hooked into the ticks of the going to away grounds and things like that. So it was really interesting.
Brilliant. I'm glad you chose the red off. Right. Simon, you've been a Blade all your life.
I have, yeah. So, born in 1981, grew up in Glossop, so obviously a little bit away from Sheffield. So all my mates at school were Man City fans, Man United fans. My dad was from Sheffield, big Blade, so he basically gave me no choice for me to support.
Probably like most dads. But you don't even live in Sheffield, do you? So for every home match, you've got a rate trek, haven't you?
Yeah, I live in St Helens now, so my missus is from down there. So I moved down there a few years ago to be with my missus, and we've got a little daughter now who I've just started taking. Took her the first game last season, so I'm getting her stuck into it as well. Brilliant.
So it's dedication for you. So obviously you're two not knowing each other all your life. So how did you meet?
We both go watching England home and away, and a couple of years ago, Italy against England in Milan. Ended up messaging a friend of a friend and saying, do you want to fancy me up for a beer? Went down and just got talking to John, got talking about football grounds. He was saying, I've done all these grounds and I want to go to the last few and stuff like that. So we just got talking and became pals from there, really.
Brilliant. So obviously you're following England around. It's not just Sheffield United you've got to watch, is it? It's other teams as well. So how many actual grounds have you racked up now?
Well, I can't obviously put my finger on a number, but I've done over 150, possibly pushing 200 grounds. That's with the current 92. A lot of grounds that have changed, so like the old West Ham ground, the old Arsenal ground. So I've done lots of the old grounds, whereas this 92 is the current 92. So that's why I'm buzzing at the achievement that I'm going to be completing on Saturday.
Right, I imagine you know exactly how many you've been to, because I've seen some sort of spreadsheet on your phone.
By my trade, I'm an accountant, so I get involved in doing sad stuff like putting spreadsheets together.
It's very professional, to be honest with you. So following United, you mentioned earlier 81 grounds following United.
Yeah, Brentford will be 81 out of current 93.
So how many altogether are the grounds?
Oh, I think it's something like 160, 170, something like that. Obviously, been to quite a few that don't exist anymore. The old West Ham one, baseball ground derby, Filbert Street, etc., etc. But yeah, that spreadsheet is my little Bible.
Hopefully we'll get a picture for you. It's pretty good. He's got every score, attendance, everything. It's pretty class. Is it a coincidence that you're both going to finish the 92 on this day?
It was such a surprise when I was speaking to Simon about actually completing the 92. And as I said, we've known each other for a couple of years now. And it wasn't until, only a few months ago where we were talking about it. And I just said, look, I'm completing the 92 in April away at Brentford. And Simon just said, oh, so am I. It was just really one of them moments where you think, God, I met you there, done this, done that, and all of a sudden we're both completing the 92 on the same day.
Brilliant. Me, I'd have said I've already ticked it off because I've been to Old Ground, but don't you count that then? If you've been to old Brentford, technically I'd have ticked it, saying done it.
No, I did. I went to Griffin Park a few times when we were in League One, and not official current 92.
No, fair enough.
That's it. When you say you've completed the 92, it has got to be the
latest ground,
the current ground.
So when this new ground gets built, say at Birmingham, does that mean done all 92 now?
Well, obviously Everton's coming in 2 years.
Yeah, of course there is.
But like say, both of us have done like a few non-league games, so the teams that are coming up, I'll have done them already. Like there's in the Conference League at the moment, I've nearly completed that. So anybody who's coming up, I'll have already done.
Yeah.
It's really like say if anybody now moves into a new ground now, like Everton, then obviously I'll have to go to that. But it'll just be
the bastards.
You'll
be coming back on in a few seasons, completed it again. Is the ground that you've not visited that you really want to visit?
In world football.
In world football.
I've got an ambition to go to all the Italian 90 grounds. So Italian 90 was, as an 8-year-old, was like a massive thing for me. And I've been to 7 of them so far. So I'm trying to get to the last couple of them.
Definitely, yeah, brilliant. Is any ground you?
Not really. I'm a person that has always, if I want to go somewhere, I will go. My wife will back that up. If I've got something, I just do it.
I want to ask you, what's your favourite ground you've been to? Your favourite
other than Bramall Lane.
Other than Bramall Lane, your favourite experience or the best looking ground?
In the world, I'd have to go for San Siro. I love going there. I've been there a couple of times. Once with England as well, which was great. The football wasn't too great, but we'll not talk about that. This is about the grounds, not the actual game. But I think probably one of my favourite grounds in England, I'd go for Goodison Park.
Goodison Park?
I like going there. It's a bit old
school. Yeah. I can understand that. Now, it's not a ground that I thought you'd have picked, but yeah, everybody likes the round. One of my favourites is Chelsea, so it's a bit, I don't know, compact. It's an old school, so I like that. Yeah. John?
Well, mine, I went to one of the first games at Tottenham when they opened a new stadium. I went to a Champions League game. So I went into the Tottenham end, and if you experience the underneath of the Tottenham ground in the home end, you will understand why I'm saying the Tottenham ground. Right. Even though the stadium is beautiful, the underneath, once you've actually gone through the turnstiles, there's a massive like restaurants, bars, live music, brewery underneath the stand, and it is really spectacular.
No wonder they're holding all the NFL and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it is. You can actually see the brewery in Motion. As you're underneath, and there's like a seating terraced area where you can sit and sing, and it is.
I thought away end were nice, you know.
Oh no, the home end is special.
Fair enough. What's your best? What's your worst? Biggest shithole of a ground? It's not been biased. We'll leave Hillsborough this one.
Going back to my Rochdale days, obviously our main rivals was Bury. We got some good results there, but yeah, you never really like going to your local rivals, especially if you do get beat.
It's got to be a bit gutted when they got folded, though.
Yeah, it was really hard. You know, like I'd never wish that on any fan.
No.
You know, it's end of the day we're all, we love our teams, we support our teams. You know, so to have your team taken away, I did have quite a lot of Bury fans, friends, and some that do travel to England matches as well. You know, and it was horrible, you know, for them. And I felt it because the rivalry between Rochdale and Bury disappeared, you know. So
yeah.
So that, but regarding the possibly worst ground in the league at the moment, I'm going to go between like Accrington and Harrogate. The grounds are very small and not very modern, you know, so they do need a bit of work to do to them.
Harrogate I can understand, but Accrington's been in the Football League now for a while, so they should be.
Yeah, they've got new areas in the ground, but say a lot of it's still very old, and it's never nice standing in a away terrace with no roof when the rain's pouring down on you.
Simon, biggest shithole of a ground?
It's probably not your classic description of shithole, but I just really don't like West Ham's new ground.
For the atmosphere, I can totally understand that.
It's such a downgrade on Upton Park. I mean, forget the Tevez thing, that's been and gone. Just as a club, I just think, they've grown as a club, they've won a European trophy, which is possibly wouldn't have happened without the new ground, but they've sold the soul by moving.
Yeah. I mean, I went looking up to see Upton Park, but all I hear is how soulless their new stadium is. So, but probably worst stadium then?
Facilities wise, I'd have to say the 92. It's got to be Accrington. I agree.
Yeah.
And I quite like Accrington as a club. You know, they've fought their way back from the historically they're in the Football League and then they dropped down stuff like that. I like them as a club, but the away end's a shithole.
Right. Yeah.
You can't argue with that. You know.
You're both in programme, aren't you, Saturday?
Yes, Simon's been in touch with Brentford, and they've asked us to do a little write-up on ourselves on what we've
what you achieved. It's a massive
yeah.
achievement. Obviously, there's a lot of fans out there that are ticking every ground off and all want to be your completed 92.
Well, my 11-year-old, he's on 47 grounds.
For an 11-year-old, that's amazing.
I've dragged him with me, but
but it's not all been very nice for him.
no, definitely not. And on the way to completing, we went to QPR, Ipswich away. Ipswich ground against QPR, and QPR had, I think, won most of the games all season. Not scored a goal. We went to a 0-0 draw. On a Tuesday night, so it wasn't great.
No, it's a bit of a trek as well. Simon, best memory following United at a ground? Obviously not Bramall Lane.
I'd go for the playoff semi-final in '97 against Ipswich away. Drew the first leg 1-1. Everyone was favouring Ipswich. The away goals rule was in back then, so they got the away goal.
Yeah.
And all the media wanted Ipswich to go up, and then we went there, scored a goal after 2 minutes, which cancelled out the away goal. Ended up going to extra time. Unbelievable atmosphere from home and away fans, but to actually pull through that 120 minutes, going through on away goals. Alan Kelly couldn't walk by the ending goal. And that's. I'd say that's my number one memory. It was obviously tainted a couple of weeks later at Wembley.
Hopkins.
Yes, I remember the old Palace one at Wembley. John?
Okay, well, obviously as a Rochdale fan, possibly my best memory was like supporting Rochdale getting promoted when they first got promoted to League One. Northampton at home, it was just wow experience. You know, just to get that monkey off your back when you don't get promoted. You know, you've been in the same league. Like the bottom league was always called the Rochdale League because they'd spent the most time in that league. So like, just to get out of that league, it was just a wild moment in my life. And then bringing my lads up, I've got 3 lads, and they've all like gone through the Rochdale bit. So yeah, it's them that's converted me into a Sheffield United fan. You know, it's either I lose my lads as my football buddies, or I have to start supporting the team that they support. Even though since I moved to Sheffield, I've been to a lot of Sheffield United games, but it was just the fact that I couldn't go to Rochdale anymore, or else I was going to go on my own. Yeah. So, and now my 2 oldest lads will have a drink on a Saturdays, and my youngest lad loves the Blades, you know. So it's great. Yeah, fantastic.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your story. Absolutely well done on your achievement, both of you. Until new grounds are built, and then we'll see you again.
Cheers, John.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
John, we've talked about fighting spirit and about building a core for it and building a squad and the Wilder effect. But what do we know? What do we know?
I can see where this is going.
There's only one man who knows anything in this game. It's time to visit the Oracle himself. It's time to go to Kenneth's Corner.
Don't stop moving, baby, on it, phone, it's driving crazy. Wiggle.
Kenneth, what is the most important thing for the future?
Norman Conquest.
Oh, off!
Oh dear, Kenneth.
Ow! Final thoughts, shut up. Fucking hell, knocked me up with 2 fart coughing.
It's nice to have that fighting spirit back. Let's get behind the lads. Let's go down fighting, get all we can get, see what we can get at Brentford. I am going for a 2-1 win to the Blades, actually.
Okay.
I am. It's just that little fight we've got back, and I can just see us coming good.
Explain.
No, I don't need to explain. I'm just going for a 2-1.
No explanations needed.
No explanations needed.
I feel like I have to explain, because I agree. I think we're going to win 2-1.
Really?
I do. I sent you a picture of the week with all my score predictions.
Yeah, but I can't remember what you've put.
Oh, I'll remind you, shall I? I predicted we'd lose 3-1 to Liverpool, didn't I?
Oh, shit, yeah.
I predicted Desmond against Chelsea, didn't I? So that's 2-2. And the next one on there, I put Sheffield United win 2-1 away to Brentford. Well, I'll make it 3-3. I can't change my mind now, I've said it, can I?
No,
Can I make it 3-3? 2-1 United, we're both going for the same score.
And if you was a gambling man, you'd be quite rich at the moment.
Fucking hell. So what is it, if I had a bet on it, we'd have won 1-0 at Anfield, lost 4-0 to Chelsea. But you know what I mean? This is no disrespect to Brentford, they're a very good team and they've got it in them to absolutely cane us if they show up and give their full quality on the day. But I think there's an inkling in me, whether it's just the old romantic, whether it's just I'm seeing something that's not there. I think we can get something.
Yeah, I think we're just grabbing onto a little bit of positivity from what we've been playing like.
It's just how we are as a club. We show the fight too late.
Plus, I'm fed up of being so negative.
Yeah.
So I'm going for a positive approach on this one.
I can't believe we both agree. Jesus Christ, what a weird way to end a video. We've been sponsored by John.
Glistening gigs.
And of course, Waverlets. And where can you find this as an audio podcast?
Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and Spotify.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, he's done it again. He's on a roll.
Smashing it.
On a roll. Can we make it a good result away at Brentford at the new ground, or will it be an absolute nightmare down in the capital? See all the air going down there for all those watching at home and putting your feet up. Lucky bastards. What the Blades?
Come on, Lee.